Good morning, children. Welcome again in biology class. Today we'll start chapter respiration in plants. Children, you know that all organisms they need energy to perform various life processes, and the only source of energy on this earth is sun. We have studied about that this light energy it is converted into chemical energy by the process of photosynthesis, and it is stored in complex organic macromolecules. The oxygen which is required in respiration process it comes from the atmosphere. So it involves two major events: intake of oxygen from atmosphere and release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That means breathing, which is a physical process, and oxidation of foodstuff to release energy, that is cellular respiration, or it is a biochemical process. So we can define respiration as a physical chemical process that involves intake of oxygen by cells, oxidation and breaking down of carbon-carbon bonds of respiratory substrates of food, mainly glucose, with the release of carbon dioxide, water and energy, and storage of this released energy in the form of ATP. So, there are come to cellular respiration. Now the cell they break down these organic molecules like carbohydrates to release energy. Living things they cannot withstand the sudden release of energy, so these energy-rich molecules are made to release in a stepwise process. So this process of oxidative breakdown of food materials within the cell to release energy and to trap it in the form of ATP, it is called cellular respiration. So what is it? ATP? Now this ATP it is adenosine triphosphate, which is a energy currency of the all living cells. When it breaks, a large amount of energy is released and it is used in cellular activities or reactions. Now, types of respiration. There are two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in mitochondria in the presence of oxygen, mostly in plants and animals. The organisms they carried out this aerobic respiration, they are known as aerobes, and it has two main phases, the glycolysis and the Krebs cycle. Now glucose, it is broken down into pyruvic acid, then it leads to Krebs cycle, and where the Krebs cycle, in the Krebs cycle, carbon dioxide, water and energy is released. Next process is, or next phase is anaerobic respiration, which occurs in the cytoplasm in the absence of oxygen, and it results in incomplete oxidation of food. Usually it occurs in lower organisms like yeast, certain bacteria and fungi, and they are known as anaerobes. Only two ATP molecules of energy it is produced from one glucose molecule. Now during anaerobic respiration, glucose is first broken down to two molecules of pyruvic acid, then it differs in plants and animals. So in yeast, bacteria and other plants, this pyruvic acid it is broken down to ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. This is known as alcoholic fermentation. In anaerobic animals, this pyruvic acid it is broken down to lactic acid, which is known as lactic acid fermentation. So pyruvic acid it is broken down into lactic acid in animals, and pyruvic acid it is broken down in ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide in plants. Now let's move on to mechanism of aerobic respiration. Now aerobic respiration occurs in the cells and it proceeds with the help of enzymes. It is a catabolic process of complete breakdown of food, and carbon dioxide and water they are released as an end product. The common respiratory substrate is glucose, which is formed by hydrolysis of starch or glycogen. In plant, starch it is broken down to glucose by two types, of enzymes amylase and maltase. So this starch in the presence of water and then the presence of amylase enzyme, it reduced to maltose, and maltose in the presence of maltase, it makes glucose. Now sucrose is another source of glucose, which is hydrolyzed into glucose and fructose with the help of enzyme invertase. Now major steps in aerobic respiration are the glycolysis, which break down glucose to pyruvate, then the oxidation of this pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A, then oxidation of this acetyl coenzyme A to carbon dioxide and water, and they release energy as NADH2 and FeDH2 molecules. Then these high energy electrons of NADH2 and FeDH2, they pass through the sequence of electron carriers, and then oxidative phosphorylation or energy of electrons, it is utilized in phosphorylation of ADP to ATP. Now come to glycolysis or EMP pathway or Emnist-Meyerhof and Parnas pathway. Now glycolysis, it is also called as EMP pathway, as the steps of glycolysis, they were worked by scientists, German scientists Emnist, Meyerhof and Parnas. Now initial steps of glycolysis, they are common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So it is also known as common pathway for both types of respiration. So glycolysis involves three main steps: energy spending phase or the preparatory phase, splitting phase or rearrangement phase, energy phase or payoff phase. So let's come to energy spending phase. Now three reactions, they occur in the conversion of glucose to fructose 1,6 by phosphate. Now phosphorylation of glucose, or this is also known as first phosphorylation. Glucose, it is phosphorylated to glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of ATP and enzyme hexokinase. So only one molecule of ATP is consumed in this step. So glucose in the presence of ATP and in the presence of hexokinase enzyme, it makes glucose 6-phosphate plus ATP because one ATP is used. Next step is conversion of this glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate. So this changes into 6-phosphate in the presence of enzyme phosphohexoisomerase. Now this fructose 6-phosphate, again in the presence of enzyme phosphofructokinase, and in the presence of ATP, it forms fructose 1,6 biphosphate plus ATP. Now this fructose 1,6 biphosphate through 2-phosphorylation, it is called as primary reaction. Now next phase is next step is the splitting phase. Lysis or the splitting of fructose 1,6 biphosphate, because it splits up into two molecules, two carbon compounds, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde or PGL, and dihydroxyacetone 3-phosphate DIHAP. Here see fructose 1,6 biphosphate in the presence of enzyme aldolase, it forms PGL plus dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Next step is the isomerization of this dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now hydroxyacetone phosphate is isomerized to form glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate with the help of enzyme phosphotriose isomerase. Now the third step is energy conserving phase or the oxidation and phosphorylation. Now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, now it is oxidized with the help of enzyme glyceraldehyde phosphate dehydrogenase by the removal of hydrogen and the addition of phosphate to form 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid. NADase hydrogen acceptor, now it picks hydrogen from the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and they produce NADH plus H plus. Now here is the stepwise cycle of glycolysis. Now glycolysis, glucose in the presence of ATP, it is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Then again it changes into fructose 6-phosphate. Now again in the presence of an ATP, it changes into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Now 1,6 biphosphate, again it is converted into glyceraldehyde or 3-phosphate, and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now this is again converted into triose biphosphate or 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid. Now again the phosphorylation takes place and 3-phosphoglyceric acid is formed. Now again this is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate and 2-phosphoenol pyruvate, and last is the pyruvic acid. So products of glycolysis. In glycolysis, 4 ATP molecules are produced, 2 from each 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde molecules, and they are produced during the conversion of 1,3-biphosphoglycerate to 3-phosphoglycerate and of phosphophenol pyruvate to pyruvate. 2 ATP molecules, they are consumed during double phosphorylation of glucose to form glucose 6-phosphate and fructose 1,6-biphosphate. So there is a net gain of 2 ATP molecules per glucose molecule, which is metabolized by glucose. So here see glucose plus 2 NAD plus 2 ADP plus 3 phosphoric acid. Then it is releasing the pyruvate NADHS plus 2AT plus 2H2O. Now this 2 molecules of NADP, they further are formed by the acceptance of 2 H+ ions and 4 electrons or by 2 molecules of NAD. Now these 2 NADH, they produce 6 ATP molecules by passing the electrons over the electron transport system in mitochondria. Now oxidation of or oxidative decarboxylation of this pyruvate or the pyruvic acid to acetyl coenzyme A. Now this pyruvic acid or pyruvate, which is formed in the glycolysis, it enters into the mitochondria through a specific transport protein coenzyme A. Now here it undergoes oxidative decarboxylation, which is catalyzed by an enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase and several coenzymes including NAD coenzyme A. Now thiamine pyrophosphate, lipoic acid, trans-acetylase and magnesium. Now this step is known as link reaction or transition reaction or gateway step, as it links both the glycolysis and Krebs cycle. So pyruvate, NAD, coenzyme A, acetyl coenzyme forming, then NADH plus H and carbon dioxide. Now Krebs cycle will discuss in our next class, children. Till then, have a good day. Bye-bye.